Hillbilly John. Okay, that's a start. Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. Great. Yeah, I believe it was like, was it 32? 32 different streams and stuff they were going to close. The list was really large. We didn't really have the sufficient time to prep for that one. It's kind of like sprung on us at the last minute, and we wanted to give them support up there, so we went forward and went ahead, but didn't really know what we were getting into at that point. Never done this before. Yeah, and we weren't, and they also had a lawyer. Don't forget about the lawyer. Trout Unlimited, which was a surprise. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, is there more than one person on the chat, or okay? You said he could hear us before, right? Just a little backstory about us, anyway. We actually started Appalachian Prospectors to gain more knowledge about where we could go and what we could do, and we formed Appalachian Prospectors to bring that knowledge to other prospectors and other people that didn't know, what can I use, or where can I do gold. A lot of people don't know. We didn't know where we could all go either. Um, so that's just to give you a little bit of backstory about me and Jack, and we got together and formed it, and then the fighting the legislation was like, oh my God, what do we do? They're going to close dredging where we go to do gold, and we wanted to do something. Just didn't want to sit on the sidelines and have them take our rights away, right, Jack? You'll have to check your auto settings again, Jack. Okay. Yeah. Unless it's in the audio settings. But everybody doesn't know it, but prospectors are stewards of the stream. Um, no prospector wants to go out to the stream and get into dirty water or polluted water, matter of fact, to do gold. When people say that, prospectors are hurting the stream and all that, it's just not true. Um, we had to fight the legislation in Maine first, which was our first go around, which we, like Jack said, we were really unprepared for that. And, but we wanted to go and support those guys up there because, they support us too. And, they're our fellow sisters, sisters and brother prospectors. And we wanted to, give them support up there too, to see what we could do. Cause we also go prospecting in Maine, and New Hampshire and Vermont, all other areas where you can do it legally and everything. And so when it came time, I guess I had seen we were doing prospecting in New Hampshire for a couple of years. And all of a sudden, we knew it was legal to do it there. We got our permits, did everything we're supposed to do. And then all of a sudden, we seen this newspaper article come out. I can't remember the name of the article, that paper. Can you, John? I'll keep it Jack. The Journal something? The Concord. That's it. The Concord Monitor. And I saw that ad on the site, and I contacted John and told him, I said, they look like they're going to close dredging down in New Hampshire now, completely. And I was alarmed because, I own property in New Hampshire. I have property up there, and, I enjoy going up there every season and, doing gold on my own stream. And, Jack comes along with me, he's my partner in crime, and so we found out that one woman had passed a law. She got it through one of the courts, was it, John? One of the first sessions or something. They had voted on it. That's it. That's right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? If you can hear me now, let me know, please. You can still hear me, right, Hillbilly?
Yep.
Okay,
I still
good.
hear you. Coming in loud and clear.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. Down East Detecting and Prospecting. He can hear me. Yes, good. All right.
Oh, good. Great.
It's always something here with this technology, man. It's like
Yeah.
I
The
wish we were.
settings, the thing is, they shouldn't give you all those variables on the settings
Oh
because it
yeah,
messes you up.
yeah. I just had to bring in another microphone in order to make it work here, but it should have been working. But anyway, at any rate, okay. As we were saying, we were talking about how things kind of went down there in New Hampshire, and
Right.
so as we were saying was, there was a bill introduced in January of 2017, and it was pushed right through the House. They voted in favor of banning dredging for the whole state of New Hampshire, and banning rocker boxes of all things. Rocker boxes.
Yeah.
They don't even know what a rocker
That was
box
one of the
is.
sillier things.
Yeah, and so there was a news article that came out in the Concord Monitor that was talking about it, and it's like somebody shared that on like Northeastern Prospectors Facebook group page. So from there, it's like, and we had a very short window to prepare, but we had everything from what we had gathered in the information and what we learned from what we had to do in Maine. So what we had to do was, we had all these studies, peer-reviewed, scientific peer-reviewed studies that says that suction dredging does not harm the environment. And, so we did some networking and we got in touch with other prospectors throughout, that we know prospect in the Northeast, and made sure everybody knew about it. I was sharing information with them, and working out a game plan, as to how we're going to attack this. So that's what we did, and we contacted the senators, and mainly it was contacting the committee that was working on it, and that's where you got to really fight it, is when it's in committee, because it was like the environmental. I can't remember the exact name of the committee, but they dealt with environmental things as one of their things. So what we had to do was, we contacted the clerk for that committee, and we submitted, information. We submitted a lot of those, all those studies that we could send over, and our testimonies and so on.
Let me add to that, Jack.
Yeah.
Two important names, Joseph Green and Claudia Weiss, which he is a research biologist and she is a scientist.
And they both worked for the EPA. They are both retired EPA biologists. And, they had summaries of much of the scientific work that's been done out there.
A lot of field testing been done by these people.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Ed. Happy New Year to you, buddy.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for joining us. And so, a lot of people say that we're political. We're not political, really. The whole point is we want to protect what our passion is. We want to protect that. We want to be able to do, gold prospecting, and we want to be able to pass that on also to the next generation. And if they put an end to it, there is an echo on Hillbilly. Okay. Okay, there's an echo. Maybe if you could turn your thing down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm turning the speaker over.
Okay.
Is that better?
Is there still an echo? Okay, well, one day we'll get this whole live streaming thing figured out, hopefully. I mean, one thing or another. At least we got in here somewhat on time, and yeah, we had some problems, but we're trying to work it out. But anyhow, now I lost my train of thought where I was at here. What was I saying there, Hillbilly John?
We were talking about the peer studies and scientific research papers
That's right.
that we had collected and had a print and
Right. And so this is what we did. We had all these studies, and I got them right here. Here is a stack of many studies. I mean, it's not even all of them. But what we had to do was, just sending them via email is not enough. When you show up for a public hearing, okay, you got to have enough copies for every member of that committee attached with your testimony. So, that's a lot for one person or one group of people to submit. But, if there's a group of us, one person could take one and another person could take another one. But, that would make it a lot easier because it cost, it was a lot of money in paper and ink to print all these out, and so many, some of them are like a book, like this.
yeah. And I can just give you a few examples of what I copied and what I submitted. I have the environmental impact summary. I have one of those that we submitted, environmental summary. You can read that right there. And then I bring up the fact sheet, specific suction dredging conclusions. I brought that one in front of them so that they, they all have to have this paperwork, and you have to bring your case to them. And
so one thing for sure is, without the scientific studies, you really don't have. You only have one leg to stand on. Okay, let's just say you only have one leg to stand on. You need two legs to stand on. You need the studies there. You need the science there to prove. They're not just going to go on your word. If you can, I had stacks and stacks and stacks of papers there. I'm like, there is the evidence. You cannot refute it. I mean, opinion and conjecture is not going to change what has been studied and factually proven. And,
right.
They always say the science, the science, the science. Well, there's plenty of science stating that suction dredging does not harm the environment. And in fact, many cases, it helps the environment. And we had those scientific studies there to prove our case. And without them, they probably would have banned suction dredging in the state of New Hampshire. So it's very important, folks, to understand that you need to submit the science with your testimony. Okay.
we actually had two senators that were against us that read our information and turned that case around with the information that they read that day at the Concord courthouse.
And that is correct. And once they had that information, it changed the story, because what they were saying in that bill was not the truth. It was what they had been told. The person, the congresswoman that introduced this bill, was told the information that was incorrect. There was just all kinds of, they said things like we were leaving oil barrels all over the place, and that, they wanted to ban, like I said, rocker boxes, which they don't even know what a rocker box is. And while I was there, I said, that's absurd, because you can't move much material with a rocker box. I mean, and there's not many people out there using a rocker box these days. So I don't know why they would even want to try to ban that. It made no sense. But, we presented the facts, and the thing is, they voted in our favor, and they voted against that ban on suction dredging, which was it was all once they voted, right? Okay, now the committee then takes it to the Senate and says, vote this way or that way. And they usually do whatever the committee says. They normally always do that. And in the meantime, before the Senate, it was like a month afterwards, some kind of time frame like that. Maybe it was only a few weeks, but in that time period, I made sure that every senator in the state of New Hampshire had this information. I put it right in front of them. Read this. Not only did I send it to them via email, I got on the phone and I called their offices. I talked with their secretaries and so on like that. And that's how you got to do. You got to be persistent. You got to be on top of it. And, and the big thing is we rallied, a lot of people rallied there in Concord at the State House. And we filled that room. There were people flowing out into the hallways. And this is how you need to handle it. This is how we need to handle it. So the important thing is if legislation comes up, share that information with somebody via Facebook, email, or whatever the case may be. There are plenty of places on Facebook, plenty of prospecting groups, and post it there. And it doesn't matter whatever state you're in, from Maine all the way down to Florida to Alabama to everything east of the Mississippi River. Even Ohio, Indiana, whatever the case may be. Because we can still help, because we can be behind the scenes and we can share this information with each other, and we have to be united. We need to unite, because I guarantee you, they will take our rights if we allow them to. They will, let me say it again, they will take our rights away.
All right.
Right now,
they just changed the law last year for the White National Forest, right, John?
That's right. The White Mountain National Forest. You now need a permit to pan in the White Mountain National Forest.
To pan.
Yeah.
To pan.
And of course, you can't sluice or dredge there. But, if they can reduce prospecting across the country to panning with a permit, they're going to do it. I can guarantee you they are going to do it. So if you like to sluice, if you like to dredge, if you like, and let me tell you, it's not convenient to get this permit either. I mean, it's easy to get and it's free up in the White Mountain National Forest. That is just a little foretaste of what, everything could be. If they have their way, that's how it will be. It's not convenient either to get that permit. I mean, you've got to go to one specific office. So it used to be like, all right, I'm driving through New Hampshire, I'm driving through the White Mountain National Forest. Hey, there's a stream. I can get out and pan. Well, now I got to go to that office and first get a permit. We don't want to see that happen, statewide and through every state through the East Coast. I know Tennessee has really gotten strict on their prospecting laws. I can't remember what year it was, but they pretty much banned the practice of dredging and sluicing, and I think you might even need a permit to pan there, and I think they used like the Clean Water Act to shut it down, but we could, if we can get together and fight these things, we can win. There's a lot of naysayers out there that say you can't win. I mean, they told us we couldn't win New Hampshire, but we did. Prospectors stuck together. We pulled together, and we won. We won, and we can win everywhere. We can win everywhere if we can all pull together. And that's the main thing, is we need to be somewhat organized. There's another group that we're involved with getting going here, is the Eastern Prospecting Alliance on Facebook. And the whole premise of that is a place where we can get together and share existing laws and regulations around prospecting in all the eastern states. And we're looking for administrators from each state who are well acquainted with the regulations, and that we can have a clear and concise spot for where we can go and look at these regulations. And if anything comes up, sound the alarm. Share it, let people know. So if we don't know, we can't fight it. And if people don't know, they will just push anything right through. And the sad thing is, they may not even be familiar with what it is we're doing. You see, they just hear the story, they hear one side, and they'll push it right through. Another thing they tried there in New Hampshire was when they pushed it through the House, they said that the fiscal impact was like less than a certain amount, and they didn't have to do this or that as far as like a public hearing or whatever. But they said it was like $3,000, when in fact it was like the fiscal impact is the money that is generated from prospecting, as far as paying for permits and so on, whatever it is, the cost to the state and yada yada yada. But as it turned out, I got the information of how many people had applied and received their permits, right? And it came out to the tune of $37,000. So it was way over, and they were just trying to push that right on through. So all these things are important, not only the science, but the fiscal impact of, if permits are issued, people are paying for them, how much the state is making off it. And besides that fact, you also need the businessman out there who is, makes a living from prospectors. Like, say, you got a campground and it's on a gold-bearing stream, and, a big part of your clientele are prospectors that come to prospect in that stream. How much is that going to impact your business if they shut down, certain aspects of prospecting? That's an important piece of the puzzle as well. All these things need to come together when you're at a public hearing, when you are fighting legislation. And not only that, but all the good stories, like, we heard a lot of stories of, family gatherings and, friends gatherings, people that love nature, getting out into nature, through the practice of prospecting. Everything has to be heard, but that very...
Brian brought his dredge in to help.
That's right, yeah, Brian Wilder. He brought in the dredge so that, people can see and understand what this piece of machinery is that we're talking about. Because when they talk about dredging, they're picturing these monstrous things that are out in the rivers that are, dredging channels for shipping lanes and so on. And when we bring something in not much bigger than a lawnmower, they're like shocked to see, why are we even discussing this, And so it's helpful to have visual aids, and people brought in gold for the people to see, and they were absolutely amazed. They were absolutely amazed with the gold, with our testimonies. So it's very important, people. We can win. We can win. I don't care what the naysayers say when they say, no, you can't. Yes, we can. We have, and we will again, I guarantee you. But the main thing is, we have to have unity within the prospecting community. And that's one thing that we try to do. We try to bring people together, So it's not that we're political. We are not political. We are just trying to protect our hobby. It is my passion. It is Hillbilly John's passion. And I know for many of you guys out there, it is your passion because, through it we meet a lot of good people, and we've made a lot of long-lasting friendships who are like-minded, and that's the main thing. That's what we want to promote, and we want to promote also good practices too. I know most of us out there, when we go out to a stream, we leave it in better condition than what we find it. We pick up other
all the
people's
garbage.
trash. That's right.
We don't just pick up our garbage; we pick up any garbage that's there.
Because we are there to impress, right? And we want to show people that we are also environmentalists.
Yeah.
But, we clean the rivers of other junk, mercury, stuff like that. We've pulled out all kinds of car parts and all kinds of metal, all kinds of,
lead, bullets.
Lots of lead, lots and lots of lead.
Hooks.
So, when we share all this information in a public hearing, people are really absolutely amazed. The legislatures, they are amazed. And, many of them up there in New Hampshire said that they want to go out with us, So, they were very interested. And,
we brought pans in there with lead in it and everything to show them as examples of what all the prospectors were taking out of the stream. And it wasn't just me and Jack. It was a whole bunch of great prospectors up there that we know. I can't remember all their names offhand right now, but a lot of great guys that came in there with us and fought the legislation.
So, Flash in Your Pan says, we are true conservationists. That's right, because like Hillbilly John said before, we don't want to get in polluted water. We're in that water, for a good portion of the day, We don't want to be in, they talk about, one of the big hitters that they always talk about is turbidity. I mean, they make it sound like we're turning the river into a mud hole. That's not happening. I mean, when we were fighting legislation up there in Maine, one person had said, wherever these dredges are, it just turns chocolate. That's a whole bunch of baloney. It's like they had never even seen a dredger before, never seen a dredge in operation. So, these rivers are not full of silt, So, there's always all these buzzwords that they always use, and turbidity is one that they always try to say that we're, creating too much of it, after every storm. And that's another thing. If you can share pictures and photos on our page, Appalachian Prospector Group, of rivers that are at flood levels, where we can see the turbidity from nature, and you can also share it on.
Yeah, share your pans full of lead and sinkers.
Show it
all that stuff. You guys send it to us and share it with us, and we'll make sure everybody sees that.
That's right.
All the guys that are out there making the videos like we do. Brian Wilder's one. He's gold. What is it? American Gold Prospectors.
That's right. American Gold
Prospectors. He shows
Prospectors.
what he pulls out of the stream. Watch Pioneer Paulie. He shows what he's pulling out of the stream, and it's good to show that because it shows that you're always out there pulling bad stuff out of the stream. That you're doing good.
Yeah, and that's another thing you can post also on Eastern Prospecting Alliance. Now, Eastern Prospecting Alliance isn't looking to be an AMRA or Public Lands for the People, but it's more of an idea that we as prospectors can get together and be united to fight anything that comes our way. And to be prepared. That's the main thing. Be prepared. We're going to be sharing these studies with you guys, with everybody. That way everybody has them, and and you will know, what to say, what to do. So.
Yeah, it's not something that me and Jack do every day either.
No.
I mean, if somebody would have told me we were going to go to Concord and testify in front of the Senate, I'd say, you're crazy. I'd never do that.
Yeah.
But we have to stick up for we have to stick up for our prospecting, our what we love to do, what we're passionate about. I mean, we have just as much a right to be out on that stream as the hunter, fisherman, hiker. We have just as much right to be out there as they do, and nobody should impose, their laws or their wills upon us because we're not going to take it. We will go stand up and we will fight legislation.
That's right. And, we want to try and motivate as many people as we can to join us here. So that's the main thing. But like I said, with this new administration, we can expect that we will be under attack.
Can you see that all right?
I can see, yeah, that's the docket of HB 591. That was the New Hampshire legislation we fought up there.
This hangs on my wall. We won. The little guy won, a testament to us all.
That's right. So, it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it to take a stand and stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for your rights. And, that don't just go for prospecting. That goes for everything. But, we are prepared to take a stand for prospectors. And we will do it, and we can use the help of anybody and everybody. And if there's any lawyers out there that enjoy prospecting, we would really like to hear from you guys. And because that could be very helpful, help us
Or any biologists.
Yeah, biologists.
Science.
And so on. And we do talk to biologists of the states and stuff like that. And I try to get the reports for like what we are prospecting, as far as the health of the fish, the health of the rivers, and everything like that. To stay on top of things. That way, they can't spring any BS on you when you're in a public hearing, or whatever the case may be. Another thing is writing editorials. Like if this stuff is going on, it's good to send editorials into your local newspaper and stuff like that. So but anyhow. You got anything else to add to that, there, Hillbilly John?
Oh, no, not too much on that. I think we mostly covered everything we wanted to cover. A little backstory about me and you, and letting people know who we are and, what we stand for and what we're trying to do, about bringing everybody together. And that's a big thing. Us prospectors are a small group, but we don't have to be quiet.
That's right.
We don't have to be quiet. We can be loud and be a small group and get our point across. You know what I mean? And, like I said, me and Jack ran all these peer studies off and all that for New Hampshire and all that, and we were much better prepared for that fight. And, bring the truth and the scientific facts to them, and they couldn't refute it then. There's no refuting facts,
That's right. They will always use opinion and conjecture and try to make it sound like it's truth in science when it really actually is not. They have nothing, folks. They have nothing. And that's what we got to prove is they have nothing. Because that's the way they operate. And oftentimes, they're based on lies, fabrications. And, I just want to ask all prospectors to be prepared. Just be prepared is all. Be prepared for that. And because I'm sure we're going to be facing plenty of those times in the coming several years. And it's not just the Biden administration. We got to be ready for the one after that even, So because when we fought the legislation up there in New Hampshire, that was during the Trump administration. That was 2017. But they're always there. They're always wanting to put a stop to something. And what it really comes down to is they don't want we the people out there, using the land, basically. And especially, they move forward with this Green New Deal, we're going to be in deep trouble. And we got to be prepared to fight it, So that's the main thing. That is the main thing. And as I said, Joe Biden wants to move forward and rejoin the Paris Climate Accord, which is UN Agenda 21. If you're not familiar with UN Agenda 21, look it up. But it is like total global control is what they want. And if you can't see that happening around you, you just need to open your eyes, because it's everywhere. I mean, it's infiltrated even our small towns now, not just the big cities, but even in the small towns. So you are not in their best interest. You know, prospectors are definitely not in their best interest. And landowners are not in their best interest. So, you know, please join us in taking a stand for prospecting. I know there's many of you out there who have, and we salute you, you know, and we thank you for that. And like I said, our rules here are a lot different than what they are out west. So there's no cavalry coming. You know, we need to stand on our own. And we can, and we will. So, yes, so UN Agenda 21, also known as Sustainable Development, Sustainable Development 2030, Sustainable Development 2050. It's all the same thing. It is all the same thing. So just keep that in mind and keep your eyes open for it. Yes, that's right, Ed, from Flash in Your Pan. They want it all, and they want us all in big cities. That's right. They want to pack and stack us in big cities. So, you know, we need to keep what we have. And whatever, you know, cruel regulations that they have out there, we need to even turn those over. We got to do away with some of those. Like, for instance, Vermont. Vermont, you have not been able to dredge in Vermont since, I believe, 1997. That is another thing they just pushed right through. It was a backroom deal, and it was pretty much constitutionally illegal what they did.
Yeah, that was actually the landowner, right, John?
That
Landowner.
was a
You
guy.
got in an argument with somebody or something?
He had something to do with the state house.
Oh no, it was a fisherman.
Yeah.
He went out to fish on the fishing. He went out to fish in the fishing hole, and the guy was in his fishing hole, and he got all mad or whatever, and then he, I guess, went forward with the bill, right?
That's right. Yeah, something like that. But you know, we got to stop this sort of activity. We need to put an end to that. You know, and but they will keep on coming. You know, eventually we will have to fight again in New Hampshire, without a doubt. And we will.
They already made little changes to the permit.
Yes, they
last
did.
season, right?
Yes, they have made some changes, and you can see what they have in mind and what is coming. So,
yeah,
we got to be prepared. That's the main thing.
Yeah, they want to be more stringent with the permit. They want to know exactly where you are. If you move, you have to go get another permit, right, John? You have to resubmit.
I believe you got to pay to have it added to your existing permit, but you got to kind of know beforehand all the places you may be prospecting and list them all.
Right.
And you're supposed to have the landowner's written permission as well on there. But
all right. That's what I was getting at.
Which is okay. You know, that's the thing too, is, you know, we got to make sure that we're not just going on private property. Wherever you prospect, you got to make sure you have permission, because without doing that, that gives us a bad name. So we need to always make sure we have permission, and don't go on other people's property without the permission. You know, but that's basically that in a nutshell. You know. So, I don't know. The main thing is that we're out there doing the right thing. We pick up our garbage. We pick up other people's garbage. Make sure we have permission. Don't cause destruction. You know, it's like we haven't been able to like sluice in the White Mountain National Forest for I don't know, several years. It was like 3 years ago that they put a stop to that. And you used to be able to sluice, I mean, but now you can't in the White Mountain National Forest. And that would be nice too, that if we could also get together and we could work on contacting the Department of Agriculture, who are in charge of the National Forest, and let's set it up so that we have the same rules in all the national forests. They say that they make these rules according to each individual place, but I mean the morphology, the geology, everything is very similar here on the East Coast in the mountains. I mean, you got the Smoky Mountains, you got the White Mountains, you got the Green Mountains, all along the Appalachians, and they're basically, very similar. So it's not like different ecosystems. I mean, the climate is different and stuff like that. And you got some more critters down south than what you have up north, and vice versa. But we're not harming. We're not harming the animals. We're not harming the fish. We're not harming the water or anything. So, the main thing is we need to stick together. We need to be on the same page. We need to communicate with each other. And so, like I said, you can communicate on Facebook pages, Facebook groups, like ours. There is the Eastern Prospecting Alliance now. So we've sent some invites out there, so make sure you check your invites. And I know there's many of you who have already been invited and have joined, so that's a good thing. And the main thing is, if you hear something, as far as legislation and so on, say something, make it known, make it available for everybody to be.
Information is power. The more information you have, the more power you have.
Yeah, that is a possibility. I see here, Mike, New Hampshire gold prospector, says that sluicing may possibly be allowed in the White Mountain National Forest. That is a possibility because they hold public meetings, public hearings, and so on, and people do go and they have spoke on the gold prospecting part of it as well as the rock mineral collecting as well. But they may be getting the sluicing back there, but the only way is by people going to these public hearings and speaking about it. If there's nobody there to speak about it, then they don't know about it because they're not experts in the field. We are the experts in the field, so that's why we need to be there. Okay, so it's always important, very, very important. But we can move mountains if we stick together. Anything else you'd like to add there, Hillbilly John?
No, we just want to keep prospecting around for future generations to enjoy the same hobby that we have,
That's right. I want to be able to share this on to pass it on to my grandchildren. It was my grandmother that passed it on to me, and I want to keep it going. And I'm sure many of you feel the same way. You like to share it with your children and their children and so on.
Once a prospector, always a prospector.
That's right.
You never look at a stream the same way again.
No. Every time you cross over a stream, you're wondering, is there gold in there? Boy, look at what kind of minerals are down there. What kind of rocks and stuff like that. Boy, I would sure like to pan that. Sometimes we do, stop and just test a stream.
And we like reviewing products and all that stuff too, to let you guys know.
That's right. We just came out with another video yesterday. If you haven't seen it, and we did a review of what? What we reviewed there?
Oh, I can't remember which gold bag it was.
Gold Bay.
Gold Bay. Thank you.
There you go.
Little rocks in the head this morning. Yeah, Gold Bay bag. It was a 2-pound bag, $62.50. We wanted to see what the ROI was on it, and it was pretty close. I mean, for what you spent in money, you got almost back in gold. So it was a really good review, and
And
I'll
that
buy
was
more
not
bags from 'em.
it wasn't a paid review, so it's not
Yeah,
like they sent that bag to us because we're going to review it. Hillbilly John bought that bag without them knowing anything,
yeah.
and so it wasn't salted. That's what you get, and so check it out if you're looking for a good pay dirt. I mean, that might be a good choice. I mean, that would be one that I would go to first now. But we've done some other reviews and checked those out, and we've reviewed some equipment and so on. We're going to continue to make videos on reviewing things, and we're going to bring you more prospecting videos. And so make sure you tune in. Make sure you follow us. Follow us on Library. Follow us on Odyssey, library.tv. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. And, we appreciate all of our viewers. And we thank you, because without you, we would have nothing. And so, anything else to add there, Hillbilly?
We'll have another review coming up, all right, within the next month on the Blue Bowl.
Yeah, the Blue Bowl, which we
If
did
you'd
an
like to see
unboxing
that,
back
go
in the
ahead, Jack.
spring. And we'll be running that. And we'll give you.
So I look forward to testing that out. New equipment, love it.
Yeah, always.
We like things that work.
That's right. And we're going to be doing more live streams, of course, and hopefully we get better. We will get better at it, but we're new to it.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work things
Sorry
out.
about the technical difficulties.
Yeah, and we're going to try and have guests on here, different guests, and so on. And so be looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, we know a lot more prospectors out there and people in the prospecting business that we can invite on. If you guys want to watch our podcast, something new for us, and we're trying our best to bring it to you, bring it to our viewers. We do appreciate you.
That's right.
That's why we do it. And we do have some new equipment this year too. Right,
Yeah,
Jack?
that's right. Yes. And
Santa Claus was good to us.
yeah. So, well, thanks there, Ed. I do hope we do get better. Ed has he's been live streaming for quite a while, and he's got it down. But and I'm sure I know he had some problems. I've seen some of them, and when you get new stuff, new programs, and so on, you got to get used to them and understand how they work and so on. And sometimes things just don't work out the way they should, and some weird thing happens. And no, I am not smoking weed. No, I'm smoking my pipe. I'm smoking.
At least you can show them. There you go.
Yeah, I'm smoking tobacco, not the wacky stuff. But thanks for noticing, Ed. Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, yeah, we want to bring more videos to you guys this coming new year. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to getting out on that river and getting some gold this year. And hopefully we can do some live streaming right from the river. But we got to get set up with some sort of internet service there in order to do that. And we're trying to figure that out now. And we could do like a satellite sort of thing or whatever, because we're out there in the mountains and there is no service of any kind, really. I mean, you can't even get cell service for your phone. So that part is out of the question. But we might be able to do satellite. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what we can get set up. But that would be interesting to be able to talk to you live every night while we're out there, whatever. Some campfire
around the
talks.
campfire.
That's right. Having a couple of beers and whatever. So, and guess what, Hillbilly John? The hour has already gone by.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah, that was fast. So we're going to wrap this up, and we're going to say goodnight and Happy New Year to everyone.
Okay.
And we will see you where, Hillbilly John?
on the river.
That's right. We'll see you on the river. Thanks for watching, everyone. Good night.
Have a good night. Peace out.